Hi everyone, my name is Mel from Reset Collective. Welcome to today's Yin Yoga Flow. So before you get started today, please make sure that you have a pillow or a cushion of some sort, as this will really help make the practice a lot more calming, accessible, and enjoyable. And then to begin today, we will start in Supta Baddha Konasana with the pillow as support. So what you want to do is start by bringing the soles of the feet to touch, ensuring that your pillow or your cushion is along the bottom of the spine, so the base of the spinal column. You then want to recline the entire body over that cushion, and then take a moment to roll the shoulders back behind you, and then let the hands rest out beside the body. So taking as much time here as you need to in order to get into the shape. And then if you feel like there's any bit of tension in the hips, I want you to see if you can just gently press the heels away from the sitting bones. So giving yourself a bit more space to relax into the hips. We take a moment here to bring softness into the facial features, softness into the shoulders, the hips, the knees, and the ankles. And then we take a big, beautiful breath in through the nose. We part our lips as we exhale to empty out through the mouth. Once more, just like that, big, beautiful breath in through the nose. Part the lips, full exhale to empty out through the mouth. And then the lips come to seal. So we just find this effortless breath moving in through the nose, out through the nose. So today's intention for practice is to see if we can allow ourselves to be fully immersed in present moment awareness. Now it sounds super simple, but is often a lot more challenging to put into practice. So each and every time the mind wanders, can you come back to the sensation of the body resting in whatever shape you may find yourself in? Can you come back to the sensation of the breath in the belly, the mind still and calm? You have about 3 more full breaths here in this shape. One more breath here in this shape. And then on your next inhale, very gently you are going to bring the hands toward the outer edges of the thighs. See if you can use the hands to encourage the knees to close. You're going to take the right arm up above your head, and then you're going to take a soft roll into the right hand side of your body. Just for a second, resting there, and then moving the cushion from out under you, and then you're going to roll back onto your back with the cushion beside the body. You are going to ground both feet down toward the mat, so ensuring that feet are rooted whilst knees face up toward the ceiling. You come to hug the right knee in toward your chest, left hand to rest upon the left hip flexor, right hand to the inside of the right foot. We meet in a half happy baby pose on the right hand side. So we come to bring our eyes to close. And we take some time to rest here in this shape. So Yin Yoga is a very slow, very restorative form of yoga, whereby we allow our bodies to rest in all different various shapes. And we rest here for at least 3 minutes per shape. so that the fascia in the body is able to soften, to release, to relax. Very little movement. So we try our very best to keep our focus on our breath, to stay focused on this present moment. So you are about halfway now on this side. At some points it is going to get quite challenging to hold yourself in this shape. Whenever it does get challenging, see if you can keep coming back to the sensation of the breath in the body. Make sure that the jaw is unhinged. Make sure that the facial features are relaxed and that the fascia is softening. You have 3 more full breaths here as you are. In no rush at all, there's a soft release of the right leg. Right knee hugs in towards your chest, and then you're going to place the right leg down beside the left. Let that right leg relax. Come to hug the left knee in towards your chest, and then whenever you are ready, we meet in this half happy baby shape on the left hand side. So once again, driving the left knee down toward the mat, sending the left heel up toward the sky. Doing your very best to keep the lower back flat upon the mat. Breathing now into the fascia in the left hip. Eyes are very gently closed. You are halfway through your breaths on this side. Keep tuning back into the rhythm of the breath in the belly. Keep softening into the body, to the facial features. You have about 3 more full breaths here. Focus on the rise and fall of the diaphragm. Focus on settling into the shape. One more breath here as you are. And then there's a gentle release. Whenever you are ready, come to hug the left knee in toward your chest, followed by the right. Then you extend the right arm up above your head. You're going to roll back into the right hand side of your body. Take your time as you do this, using the left palm as a leverage to press yourself up. And then we're going to meet in a child's pose at the back of our mats. So we swing the legs out to the side. We shift toward the back of our mats. In your child's pose, I want to encourage you to keep your knees, your hips, and your ankles all in alignment. Extend the arms out in front of you just for a moment. And then ground the forehead to the mat as you then take the hands beside the body. So, relaxing into the shoulder blades. Keep pressing the hips back to the heels. Feel the connection of the forehead ground down into the mat beneath you. Breathing here into the lower back, into the spinal column, into the shoulders. You are about halfway, ensuring that you are breathing deeply into the belly in this shape, that you are not holding any tension in the facial features, nor the shoulders, the hips, knees, and the ankles. Keep feeling the body softening. Keep feeling as the breath deepens. You have about 3 more breaths here as you are. And then whenever you are ready, gently coming to reach the arms out in front of you. Slowly you are going to see if you can press yourself up to a seated position. Absolutely no rush at all. And then you are going to shift onto your sitting bones, grabbing a hold of your cushion. So now we move to something called a double pigeon pose, where our right leg stacks on top of our left leg. So we make sure that our right shin is parallel to the mat. We take our right leg to stack on top of our left. Now those that have really tight hips, you'll notice that your right knee is quite a far way away from your left ankle. I encourage you to take your cushion, to thread it under that gap, and then rest your knee upon the cushion. Those that don't have a gap, you do not need the cushion for this specific movement. And then you're going to come to bring the forearms to rest upon the knee and the foot. And then you're just going to do your best to breathe here. So ensuring that the hips are square, there's a soft hang in the neck and the head. And remember that we are targeting the right glute, the right hip. Doing your very best to breathe into the pelvic floor. And then remember, each and every time you start to feel discomfort, instead of pulling out of it, can you rather see if you can soften into it just a little bit more. So we do have about 3 full minutes here. We just before that halfway mark. You can do whatever you need to do in order to get comfortable. And then remind yourself that today's intention is present moment awareness. Those that have quite flexible hips, if you do have the cushion there and you want to try for the last half of the 3 minutes to remove it, to get a little bit deeper, you can remove the cushion. And maybe some of you can even bring the forearms to the mat. So this is just edging a little bit deeper. Beginners, I don't recommend moving this deep. This is purely for those that have mobile hips and are able to soften into the shape just a little bit more. You have less than a minute here, so just holding out a little bit longer if you can. Bringing the eyes to close. Just try your best to stay focused on the present moment. Not letting anything distract you. Focus on the sensation in the hips, breathing into the belly. You have 3 more full breaths here as you are. One more full breath here as you are. And then a halfway lift brings you all the way back up. I encourage straightening up through the right leg, straightening up through the left leg. Maybe give the legs a little bit of a bounce, a bit of a release in the hips. And then we're going to switch sides. So now ensuring that the right leg is the bottom leg, right leg is parallel to the mat, and that the left leg stacks on top. You're taking ankle to knee, knee to ankle. Again, those with tight hips, you'll have quite a high gap between the knee and the ankle. And I recommend placing that cushion or that pillow under or between the knee and the ankle. I then encourage bringing the forearms or the elbows to rest upon knee and foot, and then just to take a moment to breathe here. So remember, we do have 3 full minutes here. There's no need to rush into it immediately. You can start nice and easy, nice and slow, and then as the moments go on, you can start to travel a little bit deeper if it feels comfortable. Focus on the breath in the body. So we've just made it past that halfway mark. If you want to take it a little bit further, only if the body feels comfortable to do so, you can remove that cushion and then see if you can return the forearms back to this shape. If you feel like immediately there's a sharp shooting pain, then I encourage you to place the cushion back where it was and just to allow yourself to rest here. As previously mentioned, those that want to maybe hinge a little bit further forward and ground the forearms to the mat, you are more than welcome to do just that. And then again, breathing into the hips here, breathing into the glutes and the lower back. The eyes are very gently closed. Take some time in this shape. You have about 3 more breaths here in this shape. One more full breath in, and then a gentle breath out. Inhale, you're gonna come up through a halfway lift, walk your hands back, and then you're gonna extend your left leg nice and long, followed by your right leg. You're just gonna give it a little bit of a shake to reset and release in those hips. And then we're gonna move on to our next movement. So we're gonna be transitioning into a runner's lunge on the right hand side. So you're gonna step your right foot forward, you're gonna edge your left leg back. Beginner option, you are going to stay up here on your palms, just like this, just as you are. If already this feels quite intense for you, all you're gonna do for 3 whole minutes is breathe here and be here. Intermediate, you might be able to travel down onto your left forearm, maybe like a halfway between one palm, one forearm. Advanced, you might be able to travel onto both forearms. This gets really intense really quickly, so only if you have super flexy hips do I encourage you to go there straight away. Else I'll let you know when we're at that halfway mark, and perhaps once the hips are a little bit warmer, you can travel to both forearms. Please know that you can always take it back one step. You do not have to force yourself to the most advanced variation of this stretch. Really just feeling into the right hip here, breathing as much as you possibly can. If ever it gets too intense, just gently come out of it and breathe. You passed that halfway mark now, so if you are feeling quite good and you'd like to travel onto your forearms, the option is there. But please note that if this is too intense for you, then there really is no pressure in you staying there. Rather, listen to your body. Listen to where you can soften just a little bit more. If it does get too intense, you can come back up onto your palms. You can breathe here. Take your time. So you are now at that halfway mark. Okay, and then whenever you are ready, you're going to see if you can pull the hips back. You're going to see if you can send the hips back. Just take a moment and then maybe even let the hands rest beside the body. So just a moment to reset, to recenter in those hips. Relax the shoulders. And then we're going to go ahead and set this up on the other side. So remember, there's no rush at all. However you want to get there, you are going to step the left leg forward. You are going to set the hands up, so ensure that the hands are in line with that left foot. And our 3 minutes begins now on this side. Really taking some time to ease into the shape, not forcing it nor rushing it. Keeping the spinal column as long as you possibly can. Softening into the hips as much as you possibly can. Those that want to travel onto your right forearm, if you haven't already, maybe you can give it a go. I wouldn't suggest traveling all the way down straight away. Just notice how the body feels in the shape. Notice how the left hip feels. And then ensure that the eyes are closed. So you are breathing, softening into left hip. Take your time. So you've just passed that halfway mark. If you want to try and move down onto both forearms, you are more than welcome to do so. Breathing into that left hip, finding the emphasis of the breath in the belly. Remembering that yin yoga is a restorative form of yoga. We don't get the heart rate up. We keep the body relaxed. So especially if you do a lot of Gabby's HIIT classes, if you do a lot of running, maybe even walking, this is a great class to practice, to just soften into the hips, to relax all and any tension in the fascia in the body. Remember, if it gets too much for you, you can always ease it a step back. No need to force yourself to stay in a shape that is not benefiting you or your practice. You have about 3 more breaths on this side. It does get really challenging at the end as you feel that burn. That's the fascia releasing. See if you can hold on a couple more deep breaths as you rest there. And then whenever you are ready, slowly see if you can send the hips back, drag that left heel back, sink the hips back, and just for a moment we use this as a way to reset. Hands beside the body, softening into the shoulders, softening into the hips. And then whenever you are ready, you're going to see if you can slowly bring yourself all the way up. And then you're going to see if you can swivel around onto your sitting bones as we move to our next movement. So for this next movement, everyone will need their cushion, having it accessible to you. We are going to see if we can come to bring the right foot toward the front edge of the mat and then the right shin parallel to the top edge of the mat. You're going to take this left leg, left knee back behind you. So almost creating a 90-degree angle in the right leg and a bit of a 45-degree angle in the back leg. You're going to go ahead and grab your cushion, place it in the hip crease, and then you're going to either bring the forearms to rest upon the cushion if that's your edge. Else, those with more so flexy hips, you're going to see if you can bring your forearms to the mat, folding over the cushion. Perhaps you can even bring the forehead to the cushion. So it's really dependent on you and your flexibility and your mobility. Either that head can relax and the eyes can come to close. Ensuring that when you hinge, you are moving over that right shin. That's the direction you want to be moving in. Breathing here as much as you can. Each and every time the mind wanders, can you come back to the sensation of the breath in the belly? You are at that halfway mark now, so you've got 1 minute 30 to go. And it's really in these last few moments where the body softens just a little more, where the fascia is able to release and relax, where you do your best here to breathe. You have about 3 more full breaths here left on this side. And about 1 more full breath here on this side. And then whenever you are ready, you're going to come up through a halfway lift. You're going to move the pillow or the cushion out to the side, and then for a moment just extend through the legs once again. A little bit of a shake of the legs, pat them out, and then we're going to repeat the shape on the opposite side. So you're going to ensure that your left foot aligns with the front of the mat, that your left shin aligns with the top of the mat. You're going to bend the back leg, so the back leg is almost in a bit of a 45-degree angle, front leg in a bit of a 90-degree angle. You're going to bring the cushion to the crease in the hips, and then you're going to fold forward over that cushion. So beginner option, remember your hands can rest on top of that cushion. Advanced, if you can, use the cushion as a base and fold forward over the front of the left shin. Try to do your best to keep the hips square, to keep twisting over that left shin as you breathe. Take your time here. So you have passed that halfway mark. Each and every time the mind wanders, can you return back to the sensation in the body? Back to the sensation of the breath in the belly. Couple more deep breaths, ensuring that the hips are relaxed, ensuring that you are doing your best here to breathe. So you have 3 more full breaths left in this shape. And then whenever you are ready, slowly coming up through a halfway lift. You're going to move the cushion out to the side. You are going to extend both legs nice and long. Give yourself a little bit of a shake in the legs. Next, we're moving to single leg pigeon. So it doesn't matter how you wish to get there. You could move from a downward facing dog, then extend your right leg out in front of you. Take your left leg back behind you. You're going to take your cushion or your pillow and you're going to place it under the right glute. Make sure that you are finding that support base. You then exhale as you bring the forearms down toward the mat. Take a soft hang of the neck and the head. So those that are quite flexible, you might even be able to rest the forehead upon the mat and reach the arms out in front of you. Others, maybe you are propped on your forearms. Just doing whatever you are able to do here, breathing into the right glute, ensuring that the eyes are closed, and that you keep coming back to our intention of present moment awareness. You are now at that halfway mark. It's the last couple of moments, last couple of deep breaths that count the most. Not pulling yourself out of it, but seeing if you can just rest wherever you are with the breath. And then perhaps take note of the thoughts. Each and every time the thought wanders, the mind wanders, can you come back to the here and the now? All that matters in this very moment. You have about 3 more full breaths here as you are. And then in absolutely no rush at all, you're gonna come out of it. I'm gonna move to a downward facing dog. If you would prefer to move to a child's pose, then please do that. You're gonna take a moment, just maybe pedal out through the heels once or twice, and then we're gonna recreate the shape on the opposite side. So once again, taking that pillow or that cushion, placing it under the left glute as a point of base, as support. And then whenever you are ready, folding down over that left leg. So really just doing your best here to breathe. Soften into the left glute. Reset, readjust, take your time. So you are either propped on your forearms or advanced, maybe the forehead is ground down to the mat and the hands are out beside the body. Every time the mind wanders, come back to the sensation of the breath in the body. You are now at that halfway mark on this side. You have about 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Continuing to feel the hips soften and release as you breathe into the space you are creating for yourself on your mat. You have about 3 more full breaths left in this shape. And then whenever you are ready, you're going to ground the hands back down toward the mat. You're going to step back to your downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the heels once or twice. And then you're going to see if you can ground the knees down toward the mat. So for this next movement, we will be on our bellies. So flattening the belly all the way down toward the mat in any way you need to get there. You're going to come to bring the left knee parallel to the right hip, right ankle parallel to the right knee. From here, you're going to see if you can twist the right arm under the body, bring the right ear and the right shoulder to the mat. Ground the left forearm to the mat, meeting in this twist. And see if You can bring the eyes to close. It's quite a deep stretch into the right hip. Doing your very best to breathe here. Keeping everything soft and slow. Keep focusing on the present moment. If at any point thoughts start to enter the mind and overwhelm you, just gently coming back to the sensation of the breath in the body. You are now past that halfway mark. You have 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. You have about 3 more full breaths left in this shape. And then on your next inhale, grounding through the left forearm, you're going to pull the right arm all the way back. Lengthen up through the right leg, and then we're just going to take a moment, shifting the hips from side to side as you recreate the shape on the opposite side. So knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle, ground through the right forearm, and then you're going to thread the left arm under the right, bringing the left ear, left hand side of the face to rest upon the mat. So just breathing into the shape, doing the very best you can. The main aim here is to keep the body as relaxed as possible. You are now at that halfway mark, so you have 1 minute, 30 seconds to go on this side. Each and every time the mind wanders, returning back to the sensation of the breath in the belly, body on the mat. You have about 3 more breaths left on this side. And then in absolutely no rush at all, grounding through the right forearm. Pull the left forearm back, straighten up into the left leg, slight shift of the hips from side to side. Then what you're going to do is thread the left arm under the right arm, roll onto your back, and then we're going to meet ourselves in our Shavasana shape. So extending the legs out to the very corners of your mat, letting the hands rest beside the body or upon the body. Taking as much time here as you need in order to get comfortable. We ensure that our facial features are relaxed. We bring a sense of ease into the shoulders, the hips, which has been the main focus of today's practice, the knees, the ankles. Take a big, beautiful breath in through the nose. We part the lips, exhale to empty out through the mouth. Once more, just like that, big, beautiful breath in through the nose. Part the lips to exhale, empty out through the mouth. And then as you rest here for these last remaining moments, imagine as though this wave of relaxation is moving throughout and within the body. Keep coming back to the sense of present moment awareness, where nothing else matters other than you on your mat, you with your breath. So if you wish to rest here for just a couple more moments longer, please feel free to do so. But as always, it has been such a great honor to be in this space with you here today. Cannot wait to see you again next time.